Hey, howdy, hey, how is everybody doing? And welcome back to Disney Daily. Disney has given us some iconic duos over the years, including the Troublemakers, Lilo and Stitch, the hilarious Timon and Pumba, and the fearless Elsa and Anna. But one of the most classic and memorable is Peter Pan and Tinkerbell. Whether it was searching for shadows, battling pirates, or flying past the second star to the right, this Disney pair knows how to have a good time, but one burning question remains. How did Peter Pan and Tinkerbell meet? Now, in the 1953 film, there are no clear signs and nothing mentioned about the backstory on how the two became friends. Then finally, in the 2000s, we get a whole new fairy series introduced starring Tinkerbell, but there was still no mention on how Peter Pan and Tink actually met. Over the years, many different sources would give their explanations for how the two became inseparable. For instance, in the newest adaptation of the story in the movie Pan, Peter is attempting to escape from Blackbeard the pirate and befriends Tink. As it turned out, Tinkerbell was actually waiting for him to help free the island. Another version of their meeting comes from the novel Peter and the Starcatchers. In this particular version, Tinkerbell is a little green and yellow bird originally who is exposed to stardust by Peter, and she is changed into a fairy. Now, I know what you all are thinking, but what about the Disney version? What's their explanation? The answer comes from the book Disney Fairies: The Trouble with Tink by Kiki Thorpe. The story takes place after the events in the movie. After Peter returned the darling children, Tinkerbell decided to remain distant from Pan. She still harbored some hostility toward him for the way he disregarded her in the presence of Wendy. Now, for those of you who don't remember, Peter is very mean to Tinkerbell and even banished her at one point in the movie. So it's understandable why Tinkerbell may have wanted a break from Pan. Now, turning back to the book, one day Peter Pan tries to use his jokester ways as a means to talk to Tinkerbell again. He begins to chase Tinkerbell and Terrence, pretending that they are butterflies that must be captured. It is after this interaction that they make amends and reminisce on old times. It is in this exact moment that Peter then pulls out a shark tooth. This tooth means a lot to Tink, and it's very symbolic of their friendship. This tooth would be the same one from the day Tink first met Peter. And as the story goes, one day in Neverland, Peter had made a bet with the Lost Boys that he could in fact steal a tooth from a live shark. As Peter attempted to outsmart the shark, the mighty creature bit his raft in half. The raft started to sink, and Peter began to worry that this may be the end for him, until he hears that signature jingle above his head. The witty fairy looks at the young boy and exclaims, "Fly, silly boy!" But Peter didn't know how to fly just yet, and it was in that exact moment that Tinkerbell not only taught him how to fly, but saved his life. She sprinkled fairy dust on the top of his head, and in an instant, Peter was flying in the sky. I personally really love this version because they met in the midst of trouble, but it became an adventure, and their whole partnership is really grounded in adventure. But what do you all think? My question to you all today is, what is your favorite ride at any of the Disney park locations? As always, thanks for being my guest here at Disney Daily. Until next time.